We're going to do some breath work this morning, and I'm going to run through the exercises that we practiced at the weekend. If you joined the class on the weekend, the Unlock the Power of Breath class, that was an hour and a half. This is half an hour. So I'm going to condense those exercises into our half-hour session because they were good, fun exercises that people really enjoyed. So we're starting off with just sitting. Actually, you can do it standing if you're already prepped for standing, but standing or sitting. And the first part is just breath awareness, just noticing how you are breathing naturally. So if you are sitting, feet in contact with the ground, nice and stable on a chair, or if you're sitting on the floor, nice and stable on the floor. If you're standing, again, just really rooted to the ground through the feet, and lifting and lengthening the spine, the upper body. So a nice way of focusing on that is that you've got a strong back of the body, but a soft front of the body. So relaxed rib cage, soft belly. And starting off just by feeling comfortable, safe, and then just bringing your awareness to how you're breathing, just noticing the breath. Now, quite often when we start to focus on noticing the breath, it starts to create a little bit of anxiety. If that's the case, just stop focusing on the breath and then just bring your attention just slowly back to it. So it's not about stressing out about anything. And quite often it's like, where do I notice the breath? How do I notice the breath? The easiest place is in the nostrils. So if you think about it, you can really focus on that physical sensation. So just notice the air as it flows in and out of the nostrils. So all we're doing, we're not changing anything, not trying to breathe in any particular way. So this first part is just about breath awareness, how your body naturally wants to breathe. You can do this with your eyes closed if you prefer that, or if you have your eyes open, just a soft gaze. And just notice the change in temperature. So as the breath just naturally flows into the body, slightly cool air. And if you're really aware, notice as you breathe out, slightly warmer. And as I say, if your mind wanders off, as it will do, that's natural, just gently guide your attention back to that physical sensation of the air as it flows in and out of the nostrils, in and out of the nose. And slightly cooler air coming in. Slightly warmer leaving. And what tends to happen when we just take our time just to sit calmly, stand calmly and focus on the breath is sometimes the breath slows. That's fine. Just allow what happens naturally to happen. And just changing your awareness now to the space at the top and the bottom of the breath. So there's a very subtle lull, a slight lull at the top of the breath as you breathe in, and a very subtle lull at the bottom of the breath. So just noticing the spaces between the breaths. And if you start to feel a little bit tight or tense in the body, feel free to move around. And then just bring your attention back to the spaces between the breaths. And notice the stillness in those spaces. You can take a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a rest in those spaces. And here we're just giving our body that opportunity to just breathe the right volume of air that you need, that it needs for this moment in time. So you're just allowing the body to do what it wants to do naturally. You're breathing to your metabolic needs. And when you are ready, I'd like you to take a slightly fuller breath in on the next inhale, and at the top of that breath, if you had your eyes closed, just opening your eyes and just having a little bit of a stretch out, perhaps a bit of a twist, a little bit of a move. So point one, how does our body naturally want to breathe? Just allow the body to breathe naturally, and just give yourself, how long was that? We did nearly 10 minutes actually, that went quick. We did about 10 minutes of just allowing the body to breathe naturally, not changing anything. And that's really nice, because what tends to happen, as I say, when you do that, is the body calms down, the breath calms down. So just that natural, easy, light, soft, effortless breath, everyday breath. Let's do a release now. So when we feel any tightness or tension in the body, we want to release a little bit of the breath, or release a bit of stress within the body. So there's a couple of exercises that we can do for this. So come up to your standing position, your standing posture. And the first one we'll do is just a little bit of shaking. So shaking is releasing any tightness or tension in the body. Just let the breath happen naturally. What you might find is it's almost like every time, particularly if you're banging the heels into the ground, or if you're tapping the heels into the ground, that's actually pushing the breath out. That's fine. Just let that happen. So any animals in the wild, when they've been in a stressful situation, will shake the body, shake off any tension, stress. And this is great for getting the blood flowing, lymphatic drainage, but also clearing any blockages of energy and releasing any stress, frustration, tension. Bringing the hands a little bit, so shaking the wrist. We're having a good shake this morning. And this is where we can start to use the breath. So we're going to take a fuller breath in through the nose. And then just breathe out. Just let go. Whatever sound works for you. So it might be quite sort of like a sigh out. So it's breath in. And really let the shoulders go. And again, let's do a couple more. Breath in. And really cleansing and clearing. One more. Breath in. And really let go. And then slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And just take a moment standing, feeling that release, that cleanse, that clear energy flowing around the body. You might want to take again, if you feel like taking a slightly fuller breath, and then breathing out through the nose. Slow, full breaths. Then letting the breath calm. One of the things that is often considered dysfunctional breathing is frequent sighing, and the key there is frequent. So if you are constantly sighing, it would suggest that there's some dysfunction and the body's desperately trying to bring itself back to balance, or you could get into a habit of frequent sighing. But occasional sighing, intentional sighing, when you need to release that tightness and tension, when you need a fuller breath in, when you need to open up and create space within the rib cage and extend the spine, is important, because what we don't want to be doing is just constantly restricting our breath. Otherwise everything becomes tight. Andrew Huberman, fantastic guy over in the States, Harvard, talks about the physiological sigh. Just Google the physiological sigh if you want some more information on how that works. But basically, you take in 2 breaths. So you breathe in once, breathe in twice, and then you let out. So you top up that second breath. And it's a really nice way of just releasing any tension, any tightness. And it also helps to open up the airways, clear out any stale energy. So let's just have a go with that a couple of times. Standing, keep doing it standing. So we take a breath in, another breath in, and then sigh out. Let go. And then let the breath settle. Then we'll do one more. So you're breathing in through the nose. And let out. And I like to use, there's a Qigong movement which is quite fun as you do this, is you breathe in, and then you actually breathe in again, and breathe out. And then take a rest. So a cleansing and clearing breath, shaking, big sighs, releasing any tightness and tension. That's a really good way of cleansing and clearing. Next one, how are we doing for time? We're doing this quite well, actually, considering it took us an hour and a half on the weekend. Next one we're looking at calming and balancing. So bringing our bodies back to balance. We'll do the exercise that was the first time I did it at the weekend, actually, and I've been practicing this for quite a while, and it's quite a fun exercise to do. We stand in Qigong horse stance. So that's just a little bit wider apart, shoulder width apart on the feet, a little bit of bend in the knees. Imagine you've got a string. I'll just show you from the side, keep watching from the front. You've just got a little bit of weight on that tailbone. So I'm not tucking the tailbone under, I'm not squeezing glutes or anything like that, but I'm just releasing, maybe releasing the lower back. So that lower back, there's no tension in that lower back. And then arms, I'm going to bring my arms around as if I'm holding one of those big fit balls, big energy balls, not an energy ball, yeah, a fit ball, not an energy ball that you eat, a big fit ball. So the arms are soft, elbows are soft, hands are soft. It's a bit like the tree stance when we're doing the 5 elements. So just hold that position for a moment. Now, the great thing about these standing postures in Qigong is they're designed to create strength and stability. And they are designed to feel a little bit challenging. But the more you do them and the more you practice these stances, the more you can then relax into that stance as well. So they're also designed to bring relaxation into the body. So see if you can find that balance between strength and softness. And just breathe easy. Just let the breath be natural and easy at the minute. So in a lot of the times when we practice a holding posture, say the plank or something like that in exercise, and we're not focused on the breath, we tend to hold the breath as well. So the idea with these postures, or as we're doing it at the minute, is that we just, excuse me, we just focus on the breath and let the breath be light and soft and effortless and easy. And now we're going to add box breathing. So although this might seem quite challenging, the more you practice this, the more you will find it calming, I promise, and the more you will find it balancing. So with box breathing, it does what it says on the tin. We breathe in as a box, and we hold at the top of the box, and we breathe out at the side of the box, and then we pause at the bottom of the box. And we'll do 4, count of 4 in, count of 4 hold, count of 4 out, and count of 4 pause at the bottom. And we will do it all together. So get yourself settled. And when we're ready, we're going 3, 2, 1. And in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. In, hold, out, pause. Relax the shoulders down. In, hold, out, pause. In, hold, out, pause. In, hold, out, pause. One more. In, hold, out, pause. And then keep holding the position, just breathing easy. So just breathe naturally. Think of where you need to be strong, where you can soften the shoulders, relax the front of the body, soften the belly. And then just relax, take a rest. So it might feel a little bit challenging and it might not feel calming and balancing to start off with. But the more you practice that, as I say, I've been playing around with this for a while, and it's really interesting how it starts to feel. And I think at the same time you are building that strength, stability, but combining that with relaxation. So I certainly would recommend playing around with that a little bit more, and we'll do that one a little bit more in our breath work as well, maybe even in some of our movement classes on the Thursday. Oh, okay, so we've done natural breathing, we've done releasing breath, we've done calming or balancing breath, more balancing there, I suppose, rather than calming. Let's do a bit of energizing breath. So if you want to just get yourself prepared for a meeting, or if you're doing a race or you're going out training, a great way to create sort of like a little bit of adrenaline flow or energy without it being too much, without bad stress, creating good stress, is just by pausing the breath a little bit longer. So we'll do a longer breath hold, bearing in mind that if you are pregnant, do not do any breath holds. If you've got any cardiovascular issues, do not do any breath holds. If you've got high blood pressure, or if you just don't feel comfortable doing these, if you're on your own at home there, just be really careful on doing any strong breath holds. We'll start with the movement first, and then we'll add the pause or the breath hold to it. We start off hands at heart center. So just squeezing the hands together and really just create a little bit of tension there as you press the palms together, so you feel a good strong strength in those shoulders. A little bit of bend in the knees, and then we lift the heart to sky. So lift the sternum up. Just get the movement going first, and then we come back down. Just get a few of these movements going. It's a great one for extending the spine, opening up the rib cage. Now bring the breath with it. So we're breathing in. So just breathe in without any holds at the minute. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Now find your own pace with this. So just go with your own natural breathing rhythm with this one. Breathing in as we expand. Breathing out as we soften and contract. And on the next breath out, after this one, if you're all following me, on the next breath out, just squeeze the palms together and just count for maybe 5 seconds. So you just pause the breath at the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then breath in. Enjoy that next breath in. Another normal breath. On the next one, we'll do that 5-second count again. So this should feel quite comfortable. It shouldn't feel stressful. Go for 5 seconds. Press the palms together, squeeze the palms together. 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy that next breath in. It's always good to do about a couple in between, so we're not doing a pause or a hold at the end of every breath. And on the next one, if 5 felt comfortable for you, just go a little bit longer. So just challenge yourself a little bit. Go to the point where it's comfortable but a little bit challenging. So you might be 5, might be 6, might be 7. Squeeze, really squeeze, 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 squeeze. Holding the breath, pausing the breath. Then when you're ready, just all in your own time, don't have to follow me, take a next breath in and really enjoy that next breath in. And breath out. So do 2 in between and then do another medium to strong breath hold after the 3rd breath. And challenge yourself. It should feel uncomfortable. Remember, only do this if you're comfortable in doing it, but it should feel uncomfortable as you are doing it. And visualize as you are squeezing, as you are holding, you are squeezing energy, oxygen from the blood into every single cell in the body. So you're energizing the body. And then when you're ready, breath in, enjoy that breath in. It's in through the nose, out through the nose. Couple more normal breaths. And now we'll just finish off just by pulling down the heavens. Crossing the palms. Resting on the lower abs, bringing the feet together. And just coming back to balance, closing your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allowing your body to find its natural balance. And allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm. Or a little bit of bamboo in the wind. And then when you're ready, just taking a slightly fuller breath in, and at the top of your inhale, opening your eyes, stepping out, giving yourself a little bit of a brush down. Nice, we got all of the exercises bar one in that 30-minute session that we did in an hour and a half on the weekend, so that's great. So we did natural breathing, we did releasing, we did balancing, and we did energizing breath. Those different elements of breath and of how you can use the breath to breathe for optimal health and vitality. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on Thursday. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Kate.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Clay.
Bye.
Bye.